Welcome back to Maverick's Kitchen, where this week we're taking a look at the indie sensation Stardew Valley. Created in every detail by Eric Barone, aka ConcernedApe, this farming simulator gives players an immersive world to escape the troubles of real life by becoming a master farmer, fisher, miner, and cook. If you're anything like me, you may have spent upwards of 300 hours planting seasonal crops, diving to the depths of skull caverns, making friends, and completing your immaculate museum collection. With the 1.5 update on the way, I wanted to dive back in by creating a Pelican Town staple, the Survival Burger. During the fall, the town holds the Stardew Valley Fair, where Gus, the town barkeep and chef, cooks as many burgers as the townspeople can eat. The burger is said to be a convenient snack for the explorer, as it will give you a foraging buff that will help you find the first of 3 ingredients, the cave carrot. This carrot is hoed from the ground deep in the monster-ridden mines. Next, you'll need an eggplant picked fresh from your farm during the fall. And finally, a crusty bread baguette. With your ingredients collected, you can head to the kitchen and cook up this tasty snack. Today, I'll be making a game-accurate version of the Survival Burger, as well as an improved version. With only 3 ingredients to work with from the in-game description, there's not much to this burger, but I'll try my best to come up with something edible. Starting with the bread, the only ingredient used is wheat flour. And if we really believe, we'll get a delicious looking burger bun. Alright, I'll try and make a pan-fried bread using as few ingredients as possible. Starting with 4 ounces of all-purpose flour, I'm adding in a pinch of salt, about 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup of water, bringing the mixture together with a rubber spatula. Once a shaggy dough starts to form, turn it out onto a heavily floured work surface and knead for 3 to 4 minutes until it starts looking a little more like bread. Without a leavening agent, this dough won't rise at all, so the less we can knead it, the less tough it will become. Then we'll split the dough into 2 and roll it out into discs. Heat an oiled pan over medium heat until it starts to shimmer and drop our dough patties in. We'll cook it for a few minutes, flipping to brown both sides, then remove from the heat and let cool on a paper towel covered sheet. Next up is the patty portion of our burger, which we will make out of oven roasted slices of eggplant. Start with cutting the eggplant into nice thick 3/4 inch slices. We will make a brine by adding 1 tablespoon of salt to 1/2 cup of warm water, stirring until completely dissolved, and then adding to 3 to 4 cups of cold water. Start adding the eggplant slices to your brine before realizing the hubris of using too small of a bowl just because it looks nice on camera, before grabbing a less aesthetic but much larger bowl. Make sure every slice is fully submerged by weighing them down with the first bowl before covering and setting aside for at least 1 hour. The brine will help the eggplant retain more of its moisture during its time in the oven. When done with their soak, pat dry the slices and lay them on a lined baking sheet. Drizzle with oil, sprinkle with salt, and freshly ground pepper. Then place in a 400° Fahrenheit or 200° Celsius oven and bake for 40 minutes, flipping once halfway through. Finally, on to our cave carrot substitute. I'll be working with rainbow carrots because I honestly don't know of any carrots that grow in caves. So let's see if we can peel these with a little movie magic. To pack as much flavor into our strange burger, we're going to quickly pickle these. Start by thinly slicing them along a diagonal, either by hand or with a mandolin. Then in a saucepan, we're going to combine 1 cup of white vinegar, 1 cup of filtered water, 2 to 3 smashed cloves of garlic, 1.5 tablespoons of kosher salt, and 2 tablespoons of white sugar. Bring the mixture to a boil over medium-high heat, add in our carrots, turn off the stove, stir, and set aside to cool completely for 30 to 45 minutes. Now, with all of our farm-grown ingredients ready, it's burger time. Lay down your slices of pan-fried bread, stack on the roasted eggplant, and the quick pickled carrots, and there it is, a game-accurate version of the Survival Burger. While it doesn't look particularly appetizing, the veggie components of this turned out really nice. The brined eggplant stayed moist even with a long baking time, and the pickled carrots have a pleasant zing to them. Funnily enough, the purple carrots lost all of their color while soaking and turned stark white. Unfortunately, the bread is pretty terrible, being that it is just dense, partially fried flour. Overall, the three components don't work well together, and I cannot suggest anyone try to make this at home. Instead, you should try the real version that's up next. This improved survival burger is something of an homage to the original. We're still using eggplant and carrots to make our veggie patty, but this time we're adding a bunch of additional ingredients. We'll start by cutting the eggplant into 1/4 inch slices, along with half of a red onion and 2 cleaned portobello mushrooms. Place these onto a baking sheet and brush all of your veggies with oil. Then sprinkle generously with salt and pepper, as this will be the majority of the seasoning added to the burger patty. Bake all of the ingredients in an oven set to 450 degrees Fahrenheit or 230 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes, flipping halfway through. While the veggies are roasting, we can prepare some of our herbs and spices that will be added in later. Finally, chop 4 sprigs of thyme leaves, 2 to 3 sprigs of oregano, and a 1/4 cup of fresh parsley. Then add in half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of cumin, and a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. Once out of the oven, roughly chop the roasted veggies and add them to a food processor with 3 to 4 chopped cloves of garlic and a 15-ounce can of drained cannellini beans. Pulse the mixture together until well blended, about 30 seconds should do. Pour the mixture into a large bowl before adding 1 finely shredded carrot. And I forgot to show it, but now is when you'll mix in the fresh herbs and spices prepared earlier. We'll then sprinkle in about 1 to 1.5 cups of panko breadcrumbs, half a cup at a time. Stir the breadcrumbs in with a spatula and keep adding them until the mixture is solid enough to form into patties. We'll then hand pack the mixture into 5 to 6 patties and place them on a baking tray. Leave the tray uncovered and chill in a refrigerator for at least 1 hour to firm up. While the burger patties rest, we can work on a few of our toppings. I thought this burger could benefit from a simple garlic aioli. To start, I'll finely chop up a few cloves of garlic, then sprinkle the garlic with kosher salt, and smash with the flat side of a knife until a paste forms. Add the garlic paste to 1 cup of mayonnaise and 2.5 teaspoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Stir the mixture together and refrigerate for at least 30 minutes to help develop the flavors. Finally, we'll be topping our burgers with Parmesan cheese crisps, so just grate up a whole bunch of Parmesan Reggiano with the finest grater you own. Place heaping tablespoons of Parmesan cheese on a silicone baking sheet and bake in a 400 degree Fahrenheit oven for 3 to 5 minutes until, well, crisp. Get the veggie patties out of the fridge and drop them onto a non-stick skillet coated in oil over medium-high heat. Cook the patties on each side for about 3 minutes and transfer to a baking sheet. Once all of the patties are fried, place them in an oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius for 5 to 10 minutes until heated through. And we can finally assemble this masterpiece. Make sure to lightly toast your burger buns. Spread the aioli on both buns and stack up with your favorite burger toppings. I'm using some butter lettuce to make a nice bed for the veggie patty and adding a thin slice of sweet onion before topping it all off with our Parmesan crisp. And will you look at this beauty of a veggie burger? Make sure to handle it lightly since the patties have been hand packed and will start to crumble if you're not careful. But the patties are nice and thick and every ingredient is nicely cooked and perfectly seasoned. This is a massive improvement on store-bought patties as the flavor of the vegetables has a chance to shine through. On top of that, the aioli and Parmesan crisp add an explosion of garlic and cheesy taste that I think is a necessity on any good burger. It turned out so good that I ended up eating the whole burger before even leaving the camera. Thank you for checking out my first Stardew Valley cooking video. This amazing game has tons of recipes and I'm certain we'll see a return of it in the future. So let me know in the comments below if there's any other dishes from this game that you want to see. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I also stream live on Twitch, playing games to find new recipes, so come follow me over there and see what's coming up next.